are doing something just a little bit different today. We are going on our typical shopping trip, which we usually do about 2 to 3 times a week, just to keep food fresh. So you guys are just going to see what we're getting, nothing special, just the basics at this point, which has been, essentially all along outside of some refeeds. So this is what a typical day at the grocery store looks like. As we're going through here, I wanted to give you guys some insight as to how Dallas diets, why he diets the way he diets, and our overall approach into what we do. And basically, at the foundation of it all for me is digestion, and making sure that he's properly digesting foods so that way he can utilize them in training, obviously recover. Fat loss isn't halted by digestion being slowed in the sake of we're getting a false response of what's on the scale because his bowels aren't moving frequently, things like that. So that is a key point to me in everything we do. If there's a source that doesn't sit well with him, we take it out. For example, he doesn't eat any fish. It's just something that doesn't sit right with him. So there's not rules for me in the sake of how I bring somebody into a show based off of you have to eat this food and you have to eat that food. I'll also put certain foods into the diet that aid in the process of, digestion, like flaxseed. We also use honey in his post-workout meal with this cream of rice as a digestive aid as well. So there's definitely things that we're doing on both ends of the spectrum, making sure that we are using foods that agree with him and also implementing foods that, improve the digestive process. A couple of things I want to touch base on that you're going to see within this video. I showed a little clip of me grabbing some sea salt. We're also, grabbing some condiments, things like that. We want to make food taste good. There's no reason to have to eat bland food. You can certainly get in shape and enjoy what you're eating. And also, from a nutrient perspective, I really like to utilize sodium within a diet as it, aids in actually driving nutrients into the muscle. It's going to aid also when you're more depleted and getting an increased pump and blood flow during training, and getting that response during training, which is important. So I wanted to touch on that as well. But primarily at this point, the main things that we're using in terms of carb sources, again, that really agree with his body, we're using a lot of rice. So we're using a lot of jasmine rice, cream of rice, some potato for the potassium, but not too much potato, because we find that too much potato seems to bloat him. But there is, also the more potato that you eat, the more fiber you're going to be getting, as a result of that. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But everything we do, we want to make sure, especially at this point, that his digestion is functioning properly, and that, we can calculate how he's coming into a show based off of food response and how things are working for him, and take out anything that doesn't work well for him.